All right, to get started, we're going to review the same things that we reviewed in our last video covering Utah Middle School Math Project 2.1e. This is more about subtraction, but to be successful today, I really want to have this solid in our minds and at the forefront of our minds. So, what happens when I take away rocks? In other words, if I'm subtracting a negative, what happens? Aaliyah? Yep, the basket goes up. There's not as much in the basket to weigh it down, so it goes up. What else can I do to make the basket go up? Tanner? Yeah, we put more balloons. We can add balloons. So again, think about eyes on the screen. Why is that so important? Because if we have a problem like this, 10, that's balloons, taking away 3 rocks. If all I have is balloons, do I have rocks to take away? It's a problem, right? So instead of worrying about taking away rocks that we don't have, we can change it to adding balloons. Adding is so much easier. So we can change that problem. Just like we can make this change. What happens when I subtract positives? If I'm taking positives or taking away balloons from the basket, what happens to the basket? Andrew? It goes down. How else can I make the basket go down? Gabriel? Yeah, we can add rocks. So again, why is that important? Look at this example. -7 minus 3. This is 7 rocks, take away 3 balloons. If I only have 7 rocks, do I have balloons? No. So again, we have some strategies for this. We can go all Dora, right? Oh no, and we have to look at the 0 pairs. But sometimes that's just super tedious. So having another option like, instead of taking away balloons, changing it to adding rocks, now it's 7 rocks plus 3 rocks. How much easier is that one? A lot easier. So we can make these changes, and we practiced that last time. We did both versions of these problems. 3 minus 14, man, drawing all those 0 pairs. We also did 3 plus a -14. That was so much easier. And we practiced that and we experienced it, and we realized through a lot of that work that addition really truly was quite a bit easier. Again, we saw that through all those problems that addition ended up being easier. And then I had you practice that some more with these as homework problems. So let's take a look at your answers for these. I'm not going to draw models for each one of them, but we can check our work. 5 plus 12 is 17. 5 minus a -12 is 17. Taking away rocks means I've got to add in all those 0 pairs. We get the same result. -3 plus 18 was 15. -3 minus a -18 is also equal to 15. This is 3 rocks, take away way more rocks than I have, got to get all those 0 pairs in. Means I'm left with just the balloon part of the 0 pairs, so that's why it's a positive 15. Checking our answers here, -7 plus 4 is equal to -3. -7 minus a -4 is equal to -3. -15 minus a -20 is equal to 5. Just like -15 plus 20 is equal to 5. Are there any questions on any of these? I'm happy to draw models if you have any questions on them. Yes, Emily. Which one? 18. Okay, let's draw it. This is 7 rocks. Take away 3 rocks. Do you see it now? 1, 2, 5. Yeah, you didn't have to draw 0 pairs on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rocks. And I need to take away 3 rocks. Do I have 3 rocks that I can take away? Yep, 1, 2, 3. Oh, not 3 rocks, sorry. Whoa. I apologize. 7 rocks, take away 4 rocks. I saw my answer and I got too excited about the answer. 7 rocks, take away 4 rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I am left with those 3 rocks. Does that make sense? Yes. 16 for Luis, you got it. So, -3. That means I have 3 rocks. Oh, I'm going to write it down though too. This is 3 rocks, take away 18 rocks. Now we're running into trouble, right, Luis? Do I have enough rocks to take away? No. So, since I don't have enough rocks, oh no, look at 0 pairs. I'm going to have to draw in a whole bunch of 0 pairs. Watch me be so lazy. This is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna lock this in place first. And now group that together, and I'm just gonna clone it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Holy cow. Gonna have to really get squishy and tight here to make them all fit. Yes, Emily? You got a -5? Yeah, that is incorrect. So let's keep going through this and see what we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Almost enough. 16, 17, and 18. Do I have enough rocks now? I think. Let's just double check. So I have my 3 original rocks that I can take away. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, there's enough rocks there finally that I can take them away. So all of these rocks are gone. When I take away all of those rocks, what is it that I have left? I only have balloons, right? How many balloons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. That was a lot of work. It's probably easy to make a mistake when you've got to get all those extra 0 pairs in and everything else, right? But doesn't that just confirm why addition is so much easier? Let's do the addition version of that problem. This is 3 rocks. Add 18 balloons. 3 rocks. All I have to do is draw those 3 rocks. I'm not taking anything away, so I don't need to say, what are we taking away? Do I need to look at 0 pairs? Because we're just starting with 3 rocks and just going straight to adding balloons. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 balloons. And what happens with those first 3 balloons that I added? They just zeroed out those rocks. But do you see how much quicker that one was to do? So much quicker, and we can still count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 balloons, or a positive 15. Luis, you had another question or comment? You did find it? Okay. And Emily? 19? And it's not a -5, it's a +5, and I'm not going to do that one too just because it's so similar to number 16. Okay, let's talk it through without me showing all the work. 15 rocks. Taking away 20 rocks. Do I have enough rocks? No, so I have to draw 0 pairs. When I draw those 0 pairs, I'm taking away the rocks from the 0 pairs, plus all of the rocks that I originally had to begin with, which means I'm gonna be left with only the balloons. Does that make sense, Emily? Even if I didn't show my work, just talking through it, hopefully that helps. Okay. Now this is where we're going to pick up where we left off. Now that we've answered some of the questions on the homework section, let's go over this. In order to be successful, to help you be successful when we're no longer, right here, when we're no longer taking the time to change the subtraction to addition, you've got to build this skill. You've got to think through the problems and talk through the problems like this. This is not just me, the teacher, asking you, the student, questions. This is me, the teacher, modeling what you, the student, should be asking yourself. Does that make sense what I'm saying? The things that I am asking you are the things that you should be asking yourself for each problem. I'm modeling self-talk. So let's review some of the ones that we have already done. And then I'll set you to working on some of these others. Let's review number 22. Let's just go through this problem, right? It says we're starting at 9. No matter what, I'm going to start at 9. No matter which version of the problem I'm doing, even if I'm doing an addition problem, I'm still starting in the same place. So starting at 9. What am I doing in this problem? I'm taking away, and then after that subtraction sign is a positive number. So I am taking away balloons. And we just reviewed this at the very beginning of the lesson. When I take away balloons, the basket goes, try again. Take away balloons, the basket goes down, because we don't have as many balloons pulling it up. What else can I do to make the basket go down? We can add rocks. So I'm changing the problem from a take away balloons problem to an add rocks problem. How do I make that change? Well, we're still starting in the same place. I'm still starting at 9. But the take away, a positive number, I'm changing to adding a negative number. Let's review number 24. What am I doing in this problem? Starting at -10. I'm starting here at -10. No matter what, I'm still going to be starting at -10. This is a take away problem. What is it I'm taking away? After the subtraction sign is a -7. So I'm taking away rocks. That means the basket is going to go up. So I'm saying taking away rocks makes the basket go up because it weighs less. How else can I make the basket go up? We can add balloons. So I'm changing subtracting a negative to adding a positive. Now it's an add balloons problem. That's what I want you to do for the rest of these 25 through 28. We've done the rest of them together. Practice with your groups 25 through 28. Practice that good group work and practice modeling that self-talk. One person can be like the teacher person that asks the questions. What are we doing? Is the basket going up or down? How else can we do that? With your groups, ready, set, go. Pause the recording so you can do this at home. 12 minus 8. What kind of problem is this? Take away rocks, take away balloons. What kind of a problem is it? Thank you for all of these hands. Aaliyah. Yeah, this is a take away balloons problem. Now again, did you hear that question that I asked? That's a question. Oh. That is a question that you should be asking yourself as you go through these problems. It's a take away balloons problem. When I take away balloons, what direction does the basket go? Did you hear that question? Self-talk question. You say, self, what happens when I take away balloons? And the answer is what, Bridger? It goes down. Self-talk time. What else can I do to make the basket go down? Michael. We can add rocks to make the basket go down, exactly. So we can change it to an add rocks problem. So what is that going to look like when I do? Self-talk question, right? And then you say to yourself, well, we're still going to start at 12. And now what, Gabriel? But I can't just change subtraction to addition, can I? I have to change it to an add rocks. So while I'm changing that subtraction sign to an addition sign, I'm also changing the positive 8 to a -8. Yeah, good. So 12 balloons, add 8 rocks. Maybe it was okay to leave that one. 12 balloons minus 8 balloons. Could we have just done that one? Yeah, but is it still good practice to make that change? Yeah. So 12 balloons minus 8 balloons, and we end up with, Gabriel, 4 balloons. Yep, positive 4. All right, nice job, you guys. -5 minus 3. This is a takeaway problem, yes. What kind of a takeaway problem is it? John, is that a hand raise? Okay, go ahead. Yes, this is a takeaway balloons problem. Again, practice that self-talk. When I take away balloons, what happens to the basket? It goes, Riley. It does go down. What else can I do to make the basket go down? Caitlin. We can add rocks. So again, we're changing our takeaway balloons or subtract a positive number to add, there we go, add rocks problem. We're going to change it to an adding a negative. How do we do this? Well, we still start at -5, right? Okay, that part's done. Now I'm leaving the hard part to you. What does that become, Trace? Yeah, -3, exactly right. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right. You change the subtraction to adding a negative. And now 5 rocks plus 3 rocks. How much easier is that? 5 rocks plus 3 rocks is 8 rocks. Or in other words, -8. Nicely done. You guys are really catching on. What kind of a takeaway problem is this? Again, I know it's a takeaway problem, but what am I taking away? Luis. We are taking away rocks. Finish that self-talk. When I take away rocks, the basket goes up. Yes, the basket goes up. What else can I do to make the basket go up? Aaliyah? We can put balloons in. Yes, we can add balloons. I'm really impressed with how good you guys are at this. This is really cool. We're still starting here. I done the easy part. Time for you to do the hard part, Tanner. Yeah, adding 15 balloons. So adding if you want to, you can even put the positive 15, just so that we don't forget. What I'm really doing is I'm taking the subtracting a negative, changing it to adding a positive, right? All right. And a rock plus 15 balloons. What do you get, Emily? We do get 14, exactly. 1 0 pair and 14 extra balloons. Great. Last one. This is still a takeaway problem. What kind of a takeaway problem is it? I'm going to start going, oh, I have a new hand, so I don't have to cold call yet. New hand, Orion. Yeah, we're taking away rocks again. Can I get some fresh hands, or should I go with hands down and call on hands down? There's a new hand. Take away rocks. What happens to the basket when I take away rocks, Cal? Yes, it does. And what else could I do to make the basket go up? Seth. You got it. Add balloons. So I'm going to change this to an add balloons problem. I'm not even doing the easy part now. Someone gets to do all the work. Michael. Yeah, exactly. We're still starting in 6. And now we're changing it to plus 8. Notice he didn't even say positive 8. Because 8 is positive, right? So we're starting to get so good at this, we're getting a little bit lazy. 6 plus 8, 6 balloons plus 8 balloons is equal to 14 balloons, or a positive 14. Great, we're going to skip the next set. Just for the sake of time, we're going to skip these ones. I want you to go to 36 and 37. We're going to do some stories. I'm going to go through this rather quickly, just because we are running out of time. Raise your hand if you know something about football. Okay? About half-ish of you. Raise your hand if you know nothing about football. All right, and that's okay. Guess what? Even though this is about football, you can put your hands down now, thank you. Even though this is about football, you don't need to know anything about football because of all of the context clues. So, it says Lewis picks up a football that has been fumbled by his quarterback. P.S. This should be one word, but that's besides the point. And if you know nothing about football, you're like, I have no idea what that is. It sounds like gibberish to me. But here's what you do need to know. It was fumbled by his quarterback 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Can you make sense of that part, even if you know nothing about football? 12 yards behind sounds kind of like a negative 12, right? Let's keep reading. He runs forward 15 yards before he is tackled. And again, if you know nothing about football, you can still use context clues. He runs forward 15 yards. What does that mean? Positive 15, exactly. And then he's tackled. And the question says, where is he relative to the line of scrimmage? That part, maybe we need to do a little bit of checking in. Yes, Cal? Looks like I made a mistake over here, and I put plus 5 instead of plus 15. Let me fix that. Scrimmage. We saw that word before, and I'm not sure, since I know nothing about football, maybe I don't know what that means. Let me try it again. Lewis picks up a football that has been fumbled by his quarterback 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So we're behind something. And now we're asking where all of this is happening in relation to that. So I can just think of that line of scrimmage as the 0. Since we are modeling to justify our answer, I'm going to draw a number line model that kind of sort of looks like a football field. And it's going to be a perfect football field, and no one's going to be able to judge it at all because it's going to be so perfect, right? Just like yours is. And all I know is that wherever we're at on the field, this is the scrimmage line. That's going to be my 0. And what's happening? We're going 12 yards behind. We already said that sounds like a negative. So 12 yards behind means I'm going that way by 12. And now, again, I know nothing about football, but I do know that when we stop at 12 yards behind and then I go forward 15 yards, I'm going to pick up right where I left off and then go forward 15. Where are we now? Kale. Yeah. Good job. 3 yards ahead. We went forward the 12 and an extra 3, so we are at 3 yards ahead, or a positive 3. So 3 yards ahead. What that really would be is 15 plus a negative 12. Oh, I did that backwards. I'm sorry. Negative 12 plus 15 is equal to a positive 3. The next one is a fun one. On this one, I want to do chip and tiles. Leah owes her friend $7. Leah's friend forgives $3 of her debt. How much does Leah now owe her friend? I want you to model it first. Talk with your groups. I'm only going to give 30 seconds because we're running out of time. So 30 seconds. Pause the recording. Give yourself some time to do this. Ready, set, go. How are we going to do this? Leah owes her friend $7. I'm going to draw a chip tile model, but watch what I'm going to draw. Money. Red dollar signs because we're in debt. 4, 5, 6, 7. $7 in debt. What does it mean if Leah's friend forgives $3 of debt? I want to interpret that. What does that mean? Riley? Exactly. That is such a good understanding. When she forgives it, that means that she's taking away the debt. Is Leah paying her friend back those $3? No. The friend's just saying, don't worry about it. That is a takeaway problem. That's a subtraction problem. So negative 7. We are getting rid of, we're subtracting $3 of that debt. Here's that model that represents it. What do we have left? We have negative 4. So what does that mean? How much does Leah owe her friend now? She owes $4. How'd you guys do on that? Good. Nice. Make sure you include both. Make sure you include your number expression and your model. And here's what we're going to do next. Yes, Emily, you have a question or a comment? Okay. That's exactly the connection I want you to make. We could have looked at this as an adding problem, right? Because is this the same result as if Leah would have paid back $3? We still would have had those zeroed out, right? Good job. Now, I'm glad you made that connection, but I also want you to recognize that it originally was a takeaway problem that we were able to adjust. Okay, nice. The next ones, we are mixing things up now. It says circle the operation because sometimes it's subtraction and sometimes it's addition. Okay, find the indicated sum or difference. Draw a number line or chip tile model when necessary. And here's something interesting. You can change the expression to addition when applicable if we need to. That's what we were practicing, right? Taking away balloons, we can write as adding rocks if it helps. Taking away rocks, we can write as adding balloons if it helps. Let's go through the first couple together. 2 minus 8. This is 2 balloons. Take away 8 balloons. Do I have enough balloons? No. So if I'm going to be drawing a model, I need to be drawing a whole bunch of zero pairs. So if I want to, I can change this taking away balloons problem to what? Let's see, taking away balloons makes the basket go down. I can make the basket go down by adding rocks. That's going to be a little bit easier to model. I can model that quicker. 2 positives, and I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 negatives. These ones are going to 0, and I'm going to be left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negatives. So this is equal to -6. That wasn't too bad, right? Okay, 39. This is 3 rocks. I am adding. I don't have to look at 0 pairs when I'm adding because I can just take the thing and put it in the basket. I'm adding 7 balloons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I don't have to look at 0 pairs, but sometimes when I add, I create 0 pairs, don't I? And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Let's keep going. 3 minus a -2. This is a take away rocks problem. When I take away rocks, the basket goes up. So I can change this to an add balloons problem. I'm still going to start at 3, but I can now change it to add a +2. +3 plus a +2 is equal to a +5. Now, I want you guys to self-assess. Give number 41 and 42 a try. 41 and 42. We'll go over it in just a second. Pause the recording, try 41 and 42 without my help. Check your answers. 41, you should have gotten +3. 42, you should have gotten -9. Here's how I'm going through these. -2. That's 2 rocks. And we're subtracting 5 rocks. Oh no, I don't have enough rocks. So instead of turning into Dora and having to draw all those 0 pairs, I'm going to review what we've already done. Taking away rocks makes the basket go up. So I can make the basket go up by, instead of subtracting negatives, by adding positives. So now when I have my 2 rocks, I can simply add 5 balloons, see that I've got a couple of 0 pairs, and see that I have 3 balloons left. And 42 in a similar type of way. We start with 4 rocks. And I'm supposed to subtract 5 balloons, but I don't even have any balloons. So instead of turning into Dora, all I have to do is think, when I take away balloons, the basket goes down. And I can change this problem. Instead of a basket going down problem, or keeping it a basket going down problem and taking away balloons, I can add rocks. So -4 plus adding a -5 is adding rocks. So now I have my 4 original rocks. I'm adding 5 more rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a total of 9 rocks. All right, let's take a look at the other ones. 43, 44, 45, and 46. Give them a try first. Continue on only when you're ready to see the answers. Okay, 43. Nice and easy. This is -1. That's 1 rock. Plus -4. That's 4 more rocks. Nice and easy. That is a -5. 7 minus 3. I have 7 balloons. I am taking away 3 balloons. Do I have enough balloons? I do. So even though I could change this one to 7 plus a -3, I don't need to make that change because I can see very easily from my model that I can just get rid of these 3 balloons. So 7 minus 3 is equal to, I got 4 balloons left, so +4. 5 plus a -3. This 5 represents 5 positives or 5 balloons. And to those 5 balloons, I'm going to be adding 3 rocks. So 3 negatives there. When I do that, I've created some 0 pairs, and that results in 2 balloons left or a +2. And the last one, 46. 6 minus 9. I have 6 balloons. That's what this means, 6 balloons. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a takeaway problem, so I should be taking away 9 balloons. And I look at this and I realize I don't have enough. So again, we can go about it the old-fashioned way and we can add a bunch of 0 pairs. But the whole point of this lesson is to practice saying taking away balloons is going to make the basket go down. I can make the basket go down by, instead of taking away balloons, I can add rocks. So changing the subtraction to adding a negative. We're still starting in the same place, still starting at 6. But instead of taking away balloons, I'm going to add rocks. Add a negative 9. And now I don't have to worry about those 0 pairs. I can just go in and add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rocks. And when I do that, you can see we have created all of these 0 pairs with 1, 2, 3 rocks left over. So 6 minus 9 is equal to negative 3. All right, the rest is homework. So this homework is just like what we have done in class. This set right here is just like this set here. Write down what's happening. Taking away balloons makes the basket go down. We can make the basket go down by adding rocks. Or taking away rocks makes the basket go up. I can also make the basket go up by adding balloons. That's what you're going to be doing for that first set of problems. The next set of problems is just like what we just barely finished. It just doesn't have quite as much space, but you're still doing the same thing. You can change your subtraction to addition. Subtracting a negative works like adding a positive, so you can make that change. And subtracting a positive works like adding a negative if you would like to make that change. You can still use number lines, you can still use chip tile models if you would like, but this is your homework. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.